back. What's good, Kenny?
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Friday. That's what's good. Yeah. So, how we? I know we got kind of off schedule and we did a show on Tuesday. But since Tuesday, how's your rest of your week been?
It's been busy, man. Kid stuff, and it's been raining out here a lot. Actually, it's been pretty cold too, man. I see you
Pretty
got something
cold.
up here to talk about the weather here in San Diego.
Yeah. I mean, we might as well start. That's a big thing that's going on. That was on the news. I know if I'm on down south on the East Coast and I hear it over here, then I got to be something, right?
Absolutely.
So, what you want to start with the weather, or?
Yeah, let's start with the weather, man. It's been rainy and gusty across San Diego for the last couple of days, which is a godsend considering that we had just came out of the fires. What's going on, Strain? Good looking out, bro. Thanks for coming through. Um, so yeah, it's been rainy and cold, but it also felt like spring. So it's weird out here. So I
Felt
mean, it's
like
still fall in Southern California, but it also feels like spring. I mean, matter of fact, my flowers are starting to bloom, so that's even crazier.
Okay. Well, the news article that I saw, it was basically saying y'all got three big storms that are coming through, and the first one is scheduled to drop like an inch of rain. And me living out there before, I know that that little inch of rain is going to cause chaos and havoc. Uh, any things that they're talking about on the news right now about the traffic. I mean, it's Friday too. I don't think nothing big's going on in the city,
You know, San
but
Diego doesn't talk about weather.
well, they do talk about weather when it rains. That's always the craziest thing. It's look, every day is like 70 to 80 degrees. Morning, what is it called? The microclimate in the beginning.
Yeah,
The what
sunny
is
and
the
70.
sunny and 70, and then but on the days it does rain, everybody freaks out. It floods. Mission
We don't
Valley, that
freak out,
flood.
man. The whole San Diego shuts down, man. No one goes outside. It's crazy. If it's
Yeah.
not 70, if it's higher than 70, stay inside. If it's lower than 70, stay inside.
If it's just
That
70,
is
that's the
San
only time you
Diego
go
for you.
outside. Nah, but I mean, it caught my attention that because I was watching the news and this popped up. I'm like, oh damn, they're about to have a storm and shit. And I guess the big thing is Big Bear and stuff up in the mountains. They're still going to get snow. So I guess if people still want to snowboard and ski and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, in San Diego, which is crazy. You could be at the beach in the summer in July, or you can be skiing in July. You can do both.
Yeah, and I know you normally go to the mountains and go hiking and stuff. So I mean,
Yeah.
any significant family plans with that, or are you just like, nah, I'm just kicking it at the house, kicking it with the kids and the fam and the wife?
Yeah, we're just gonna chill this weekend. I mean, we could do something. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, I figured that would be a light, easy one to start with. I mean, we were trying to come up with the topics for the show today, so I just threw that on there because it was the big thing, like I said.
Yeah, I
If you
mean,
want to
whenever
make it,
San Diego gets any weather, it's chaos. I mean, we're not built for weather in any way, honestly. But we definitely need that rain. We need consistent rain. We need years of consistent rain to actually put a dent in the reservoir and make sure we have enough water for the future.
oh yeah, for the summertime comes in for the storms. I mean, not
Mm-hmm.
the storms, the fires and stuff. Especially because they were still getting ravaged up in LA, even though that's north. But still, you want to make sure that it doesn't happen and spread down to that area. So,
I mean,
I
there
guess
was
right
fires
now,
all over, Southern California. San Diego had fires. They just weren't as big as LA because LA's fires were in such dense areas. You know, they built in topography that is contraindicated for such housing, but they built there. So you live in flood zones and fire zones when you live in when you live in LA. Unless you're like in the city, your housing in the suburbs, all that is built in topography that is just contraindicated for a lot of the housing that they have. And it's a nightmare too because they live
yeah,
up in the mountains. So when you live up in the mountains, on these these hillsides, there's one way in, one way out, and people were panicking and parking their
yep.
cars anywhere they wanted to. So it caused it mayhem for the firefighters and paramedics and first responders to get to where they need to get to on those days. But hopefully with these rains, we can have a reprieve at least for a couple months. Go ahead and jump to our next story
Sure.
here, Kenny.
All right. Well, all
So we
right.
have
So
your girl.
this was a
She's an attention whore. She sold out the black community for Trump because she needed attention. She needed some ones. Her man left her for Cher. Yes, her man left her for Cher. So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm all down with gifts, but Jesus, Cher is what, 70 something? And this girl's what, 30, 40 something at most? And he dumped her to go be with Cher.
Yeah. All right. So this article came across my timeline. So basically, Amber Rose is saying that she's been to pretty much every Diddy party since 2009. I mean, prior to him getting locked up and everything. But one of the big things she says she's been to all the parties. She says she's unaware of any type of freak offs or anything like that. She says when she was there, it was just a party, nothing spectacular, nothing out of the abnormal for celebrities to be around each other and everything like that. So in a sense, she's kind of come into the I don't want to say the defense because she still says yes, he is an abuser, and that's based heavily upon her viewing of the Cassie video that was released and everything. But it's just funny that she is a person, she's in the mix, and as you say,
Mm-hmm.
an attention whore, and she's
She
always
is
been connected
indeed.
to extremely famous people, particularly Kanye West. But she says, yeah, there was nothing that was took place while she was there that she can ever say, and she is one of the proponents for
Women's
being sex
rights.
positive, women rights, and all those things. Oddly enough, so I think if something did go down or go wrong, I'm more inclined to kind of believe that she would probably say something because there would right now there's no reason that she would say anything in the defense of
What's
Diddy
the
at
point of
all.
her even speaking up? She doesn't
Well,
know if there was anything going on there. So what's the point of her talking? You see what I'm saying? So this attention
I
whore.
don't know
This is
if
it was a Friday. There wasn't a lot of news, and so she needed some attention because that's what attention whores do. Because here's the
But my
thing,
question
Kenny.
is that somebody had to ask her this for her to give a response. I don't think she
Man,
came out because
no,
this is an
she was
actual article.
looking for. Look, man, she's looking for attention, and someone may have asked her that question, but she didn't have to say anything. She could have been like, "Well, it's pretty obvious what was going on at these parties. I mean, you don't have 1,000 gallons of oil for no reason, and it's like terrible lubricant in the first place. But he was keeping Johnson and Johnson in business, so
But I guess the point is that if she attended these parties and she said, no, I've never seen anything like
man,
that of
I
the
don't
nature.
listen to
And
her.
so let me
I
ask
don't
you
give
this
her
then.
no
So
time. Look, man, you
would it
can't.
give some validity? Hold on. Would it give some validity if she was to say, yes, there was all this debauchery going on?
No, it
Then would
still
it be
wouldn't.
any different?
Because I assumed that she was on the getting end of one of those experiences. So I just don't trust anything she says. This girl's nonsense. She just needs attention. She's on TV. She she didn't have her 15 minutes, and she's looking for that. That's all that's going on there.
So there's no value to Amber Rose making this
Oh,
statement in your
there's
opinion
no
about.
value. Yes, there's no value. Amber Rose isn't a great. She isn't the most reliable source in the first place, right? So when you already have an unreliable source, and then you just have this, well, I don't know if anything was happening there. Well, I could have that same conversation, Kenny. I don't know what was going on at Diddy's parties because I didn't see it. That's all she did was says, "Oh, I was at a party, but I didn't see anything." That's not evidence for or against. It's just that
Okay.
you need
All right.
attention right now.
Well,
It's like
that was
checking
one
up
of the
on
things that popped
It's
up.
like
So she
going
got
to get
attention.
Ja Rule's opinion after 9/11. Well, some players flew into a plane and they're
That
all saying,
joke.
"Oh,
Everybody knows the joke. Everybody knows the joke. It's like
yeah,
actually Ja
everybody
Rule.
knows
Who was
Ja
that? Chris
Rule
Rock
for
that
his
said that.
yeah, Ja Rule. What's the the what's the what's the likelihood of an earthquake in California? We need to get his opinion on it because this is just as much as informational going to her and asking her about Diddy as it would be asking him about the tectonic plates here in Southern California. It's not necessary because he's not that smart in the first
Well,
place.
but this is the understanding that I get from this. People, for whatever reason, sometimes want to hear a celebrity's opinion and thoughts on
That's the
something,
problem. Let's
regardless
just
of the
talk about
value.
that. Because these celebrities, and she ain't the smartest broom in the broom closet. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if she's not the brightest or the most worldly or most well-spoken person on the planet, why do we care what she thinks? The fact that she was able to be pranced out as a representative of the black community for Trump is even more of a problem because she doesn't represent us. I don't even think she represents black people. I don't even think she considers herself black. So with that said, why is she a goalpost for anything worth talking about? We've allowed celebrity to become something valuable when it comes to something important, like our voices. Her voice is just unimportant. And I'm not going to go to her for any information. I don't trust her as a source. I know that she has no value to the black community. She brings nothing to us. So she's just a person trying to get attention. She's trash. He's trash. They're both, look at them. They both look like trash. Like dolphins or something.
All right.
Weird looking people.
All right. So the only other little tidbit I have with this story is the fact that she was there when apparently Diddy's sons and Ray J got into an altercation because she's familiar with both parties, and she had to squash that situation because Ray J, oddly enough, also a celebrity, he was talking reckless about Diddy to his sons, and they almost got into a fight. So it's just some weird stuff.
What happened was, from what I heard from him,
from who?
From Ray J, is that this is the one time he tried to keep it from becoming something because he was with some goons who wanted to body his sons. So he was with good dudes who wanted to put Diddy's kids in a coffin. And if it wasn't for him trying to keep it cool, they would probably been put in a coffin. From what I heard, there were real gangsters out there who wanted to body Diddy's kids who were acting reckless. And it was Usher. I mean, not Usher. It was Usher, because I think Usher was out there. So Usher and Ray J helped. No, it was Chris Brown and Ray J that helped shut this down because those goons were trying. They were going to do something to Diddy's kids. That was
Amber Rose was involved in that. It's the weird thing of the celebrityness of how they kind of roam in their own circles, but then when one of them becomes the bad person, they kind of weirdly distance themselves or justify however they were involved with the persons. I mean, it goes also to how Diddy and Jay-Z, you see them in pictures all the time, but yet Jay-Z said, I don't know them, like, I don't know this guy, but it's just a funny thing. So this probably across my timeline, part of the entertainment stuff. Unless you have anything else to say, we can move on to the next little thing.
No, I don't have anything to say about Diddy. We know he did it. That's all we know. We know we did it. What's going on with Lady Gaga, bro?
So in music news, this is the first part of two interesting music things going around. So Lady Gaga just dropped a new album called Mayhem. It represents her reclaiming of her musical identity. I never knew Lady Gaga lost her musical identity. She's always been Lady Gaga to me. I mean, there's nothing different about it. A lot of people are saying that she is, and this is what's going on the socials, reheating her nachos. That's a colloquialism to describe her recapturing her perfect sound, which to me, Lady Gaga has always been a pop artist, very pushing the limit of how music is made, very reminiscent of the Tree of Madonna to me. But yeah, so she's dropping some new music. I think it drops today, and everybody is kind of clamoring about trying to get it and listen to it. Some articles already ranked her songs and everything. So it's just something that, hey, if you are a Lady Gaga fan, a music fan, you know who she is. She drops the music. Go check it out. Your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I'll probably check it out. I like Lady Gaga. I see you have something else on here about some more music. Did you want to say anything about this before we jump to that story?
Nah, unless you got some ideas or something. I'm just putting topics up to have a discussion about.
This one's interesting though. So what the hell's going on with Tory Lanez album, and
Okay, so this one is a
I'm
little
not
bit
even gonna say her
more,
name.
and this is the big trending thing of today because apparently he is supposed to release an album that he recorded in prison today. The album will be called Peterson. That is his real last name. Um, but this is where it gets kind of weird and funky because this is a big thing that came across YouTube and it's on Twitter and everything. So Kim Kardashian had a fashion show for her Skims fashion wear or undergarment wear. During the fashion show, she played a Tory Lanez song. Ever since that happened, then on X slash Twitter, there's been a lot of free Tory Lanez stuff going on. In addition to also, Aiden Ross was recently doing an interview and he was saying he had a free Tory Lanez t-shirt on. And so all of a sudden, this more recent push of everybody's talking about free Tory Lanez and everything. The one thing that there was a guy who does a podcast called
What?
who,
Can I say something?
what's up?
Tory Lanez is a piece of shit. The fact that y'all line up behind these lame ass fucking, I almost called him a monkey, because that is what he is. He's a black piece of shit. He shot at a woman, and y'all lining up behind him.
Well,
Like y'all,
hold
look,
on.
if y'all support Tory Lanez, y'all little bitches. If you a man and you over there swinging from his balls, you's a beta ass dude. I'm saying that's to you. If you dudes are, if y'all
Well, hold on,
capping
because
for Tory
I want to
Lanez,
amp up the
y'all
story a
some
little bit.
bitches. For real, I'm straight up saying it. If you a black man and you capping for Tory Lanez, you a bitch. Sit your dumb ass down. You are a soft ass fucking dude. That's what you are. You are a clown.
So the other part to this is the fact that apparently they are considering another trial in regards to that because what they are saying, and I couldn't find that article that I read, but this is what Tory Lanez had said in the clip that I saw of the interview that he did with the one guy.
Shut his
Is that
ass up. He fucking shot her, and like
hold
a
on,
little
let me
bitch,
finish
he
the
ain't trying to
statement.
do his time. Take your L's like a
Well,
fucking
hold
man.
on. Because this is what is being said and what is being reconsidered for new evidence is the fact that his DNA was not on that weapon.
No one
And
cares.
what they found,
No, baby,
hold on,
bro. You
this is
know
what
and
I'm
I
saying.
know, bro, that you can shoot a gun and not have any DNA on it. That is not evidence of you not committing a crime. This motherfucker,
But
dog. I swear to God, she
let
should
me
have just had
finish
him
out the
killed that
statement so
night.
you can hear the rest of it.
No, she
So
should.
what they are saying
She
is
saved his
also
life.
that when they
No,
ran the
real
test,
talk.
they
Let
didn't
me
run
say
it
this one.
fully, so
Let
it
me say this
became
one
an
thing.
inconclusive thing. So that is why they're still being admitted to be considered for a retrial. Because whatever happened,
She should
whether
have just narked
this
on
is
him
one
that
thing.
night. The cops would have killed him and it would have been over with. What really would have happened that night, she had told the cops that he shot her. The cops would have shot and killed him, and we wouldn't be dealing with this. She protected his dumb ass life, and this little bitch ass dude, instead of saying, "Hey yo, I fucked up," and she looked out for me because those cops would put some beans in me. No, instead of being a fucking man about it, this dude's like, "Oh, I didn't shoot her." You a fucking liar. Why are you even having this conversation? The shit, she didn't shoot
Well,
herself.
because it is being considered for a retrial. But overall, the biggest thing was that this popped up because all of a sudden he's trending again, and it had a lot to do with Kim Kardashian,
Well, I'm
who
sure
is
Kim
kind of
Kardashian
oddly.
a sellout too. They all just looking for
So
attention.
no matter what, everybody's a sellout to you,
and
basically.
clout. No, she put Tory Lanez song on there for her whack ass clothes because it would get someone's attention. They were, oh, she was playing Tory Lanez song at her concert. I mean, at her clothing opening, blah blah blah. So then you start looking at her clothing because who gives a fuck about her clothing? I guess somebody might. I don't give a fuck. But I wouldn't be talking about her if she hadn't played Tory Lanez song. I wouldn't be talking about Tory Lanez because I don't give a fuck about Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez needs to connect himself to Kim K for me to even pay attention to his ass because he should be getting butt raped in prison. That's what should be happening to him. I'm just being real. The dude's a piece of shit.
All right. So the other part about this whole interesting Tory Lanez thing is that apparently there may be a track on there going at Kendrick Lamar because Kendrick Lamar beat Drake in the whole Canadian
That's
connection.
what I'm talking about. These motherfuckers is for Tory Lanez ain't got no skin in the game. Dude, you ain't even top 30. No one thinking about Tory Lanez. You wasn't even top 50 when you was out on the streets. I feel like this. I ain't never listened to a Tory Lanez song. You know why? Because I don't listen to Scrubs.
You have probably heard a Tory Lanez. Well, I don't know if you listened to it, but you probably heard a Tory Lanez song.
I ain't never heard a Tory Lanez song. Ain't never been played around me. No reason to hear his music. Dude is garbage.
No, he actually makes decent music, but
yeah, he makes decent shopping music. Music you can
no,
listen to.
His music
you can listen to when you're at Forever 21, buying those polka dot panties. You can hear a Tory Lanez song. That's where they play his music.
As a person who listens to music and enjoys music, I will honestly say that Tory Lanez is a good artist. He does make similar music, but Tory Lanez is more of a rapper's rapper. He actually came from battle rap, so he was a battle rapper that can actually formulate songs. Tory Lanez has a lot more skill in the rap game, but he does have melodic songs like Drake. But Drake is more better at the melodic songs, but Drake is not a rapper to me. That being said,
Drake,
that's what
Tory Lanez,
a rumor is.
Both trash.
Both.
You can be a great lyricist and still be garbage because you're a piece of shit person. Tory Lanez is a piece of shit person. Let's be real. If he wasn't rapping, he'd probably be dead in the streets right now because he'd be talking crazy. Dude be acting crazy. You shooting at a female? You was a bitch. For
so
real.
That is one of the bigger things. He wouldn't even got out of his
car if it was a man in the street. He would have stayed in his car and hid because he a bitch.
Well, all we know is that they are saying he's been saying that he did not shoot the gun.
Oh my God!
And all that stuff.
Okay, so where did it come from? That's what I'm talking about.
And see, this is the one thing. The snippet that I did listen to, it kind of implies that he's saying that it was old girl that shot. And remember, when she was on the stand, she was the one that was telling all kinds of crazy, made up lies, not talking, saying, you know that you already signed this for your. And she started acting super weird.
Look,
and then they couldn't find the body wash.
Trash hangs around trash. He is not.
Well, that means that also Meg Thee Stallion is trash too. So that means everybody. And funny enough, they was around Kim Kardashian's family at the time too. So if your statement is trash hangs around trash, then yes, the whole thing is trash. But
yes,
the thing that I find kind of funny is that he was able to record an album in prison. He's about to get ready. It's supposed to drop today. But I'm always looking at this like, wait, all this stuff happened all at once. It's like, is this like, did he somehow figure a way to pay people for this promo run? Is this strictly just a promo run that Kim Kardashian accepted, Aiden Ross accepted, whoever else accepted just to mention his name?
That's all it is publicity, dude.
But then I'm like, where is he getting his still money from? That's my curiosity. So
no, it's just driven by publicity. That's all it is. These cats want attention. They fabricate it. They nurture it. They try to replicate it, and it's always the same. Beef is either driven through beef or conflict for attention, marketing. It's an old, tried and true playbook. That's all they do. But honestly, I can't stand this dude, and he needs to stay in prison for as long as he can because he's a menace. I mean, if you can't admit you made a mistake, then you a liar. He a liar, then you a liar. Can't fuck with that.
All right. Well, that was all I really had on the whole docket of trying to build this. I thought we would have more of a roundabout conversation about it, but I guess you stand on it. Everybody's trash.
Well, no, Tory Lanez is a clown. I mean, the fact that this man shot her and then continues to argue that he didn't is just absurd. It's absurd. It really is. It's like, come on, man. You was not a baby. You a grown man.
All right. Any other thoughts on the Lady Gaga stuff? I mean, do you listen to Lady Gaga? Let me ask that because we kind of I talked about the album release.
Yeah, I listen to. I don't listen to her like I don't go look for her music. But if her music is on, I don't have a problem with it. I don't know if I've gone and gotten an album. I don't. The only time I've ever listened to Lady Gaga like regularly is when she came out with Poker Face. That was
many years ago.
That could be 20 years ago. I don't remember how long ago that was, but
yeah, it was a while ago. So I know we didn't put it on. We kind of took it off because we kind of did our off thing with the Tuesday show and everything. But There is this a TV series? Let me at least ask some questions about it before I get into it over the next week, before we can talk about it next Friday.
Oh yeah, I think it is
So
a
it's a
series.
series. So it's not a movie. So I can just sit there and get it
Yeah.
out the way. I gotta.
I thought it was a movie, but I think it's a
So
TV
have you
series.
watched this yet? I
I think
guess.
it's like 8 episodes or something. So yeah, you have to probably watch
And
it.
you've watched this, or how far are you into it?
I've watched it already. Have you gotten back into
No, but I
Severance?
see episode 8 was really really interesting or something, because I seen that trending across my timeline too.
Is it episode 8? I don't know if it was episode 8. I know the last episode they're all really
Yeah.
good.
So I still haven't watched Severance yet. I mean, I watched season 1, but like I said, it's because it's very interesting. I like it, but the pacing just doesn't do it for me. And so no, I haven't got back into it. I may, if anything, because I got the whole all the way up to next Friday to bring this up. I may try to knock out at least 2 episodes to see if I can re-engage with it. But the crazy thing is, because I like Severance, I really, really do. It's just the pacing, because I can sit there and watch it, and then I'll slowly drift off to sleep. And then I got to go back and watch, like, what did I miss? Then I'm like, oh, I seen that. So I like the quirkiness about it when they're in their office space, and I like the thrillerness of when they're outside. But it's something about, and this is what I say about most Apple TV shows to me, because even with Silo, it's the same thing. It's something about the pacing that just bothers me a little bit. And I understand that they probably do that for the feel and effect of it, but for the way I consume television or TV series or anything, it doesn't hit it for me. Like, I just recently, Daredevil just came out, Born Again Daredevil on Disney Plus. They got the first 2 episodes up. Yes,
did you watch it?
Very good. They kept it close enough to how Netflix had it very dark and grimy, and they hit you with the action up front. They tell what's going on. Boom. They have the good dialogue, the snarky, smart dialogue, because Kingpin is running for mayor, and Matt Murdock, who put away his Daredevil thing after he tried to kill Poindexter, who killed Foggy. And I'm not trying to spoil anything, but the dialogue there, because you feel the tension in it, and it's snappy, fast paced. And then when they start the next episode, it lulls, but then they get into heavy, crazy action.
Here's a problem though. So Kingpin, so on the TV show Echo,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You remember that? Does that storyline even did it even really
It
happen?
happened. They touch on it, but they don't go into detail. It's because when Echo ended, she shot him in the face. That is the part
Yes.
where he kind of disappears. And I guess they're filling in the gap because it's his recovery part, but he comes back. And then when him, and this is slightly spoiler, when he pretty much is knowing that he's going to run for mayor, that's when Daredevil, as Matt Murdock, has already put away his Daredevil stuff because he almost killed somebody, and he tried to kill somebody. They're meeting, and Kingpin asks him, "Do you have any kids?" And he's like, "No, I don't have any kids." And he says, "Well, be careful with your kids. Sometimes they'll do something wrong." And that's the only little Easter egg they kind of put in there about it. And he kind of,
Oh, really? That's the Easter egg they throw in there?
but it was, Echo was good. It just,
Echo was good until it was stupid. So here's my problem with Echo, right? If I was selling the idea of that TV show Echo, and I came to you and said, look, here we go. We got 2 people who are like, you got a rock that can't be moved, and then you got a rock that can't be stopped, and they hit each other. What happens? Right? So when I first heard the story of Echo, I was like, oh, so you got your right-hand man, and your right-hand man knows how everything works.
Mhm.
And then your right-hand man finds out that you were the one who killed their father.
mhm.
And now they're going to go out and destroy your whole company. But they know they can't strike directly at you, and you know you can't directly hit them, but you can hit each other's weaknesses.
And that's kind of what she was doing.
So you could target the way his business works, and he can target the way your business works, and eventually that forces you guys to crash into each other.
Mhm.
On a surface level, that is a great story.
And
In this thing, it did not work.
mhm. So
and it didn't work because.
I was gonna say
Go
this
ahead.
because
You gonna say
the
something?
story that you're saying, that premise is basically what's going on now, because Kingpin is becoming mayor. Daredevil is no longer Daredevil, but they both issue each other threats. Kingpin says, I'm going to make this city where there's not going to be any vigilantes running around, and I'm going to amp up the police force. And if I see somebody running around with a mask as mayor, I'm going to shut that shit down. But then Daredevil, in contrast, says, I'm just waiting for you to slip up. If you go back to your old ways, I'm going to be there to correct you. And that's the tension. That's like fucking awesome tension. But that's them knowing they can't strike at each other. Because you got to know, they know who each other is. Like legit.
Yeah.
But they can't give away each other because it'll just blow up everything. So as Kingpin is trying to be more in the public and doing what he calls good, but it'll affect Daredevil. Daredevil's like, I know what you're still tied to. If you do something, then I gotta be there. But he's like, no, I know what you are though. If you do something, I'm gonna be there. So that is that rock that doesn't move and that rock that's at a fast pace. That story, what you just said, what should have been an Echo, is kind of what they're doing here, at least in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, because that should have been Echo's story because it was such a good premise and it started off good. It started off good when she went to her brother-in-law, whoever that family member was, and goes like, you either with me or you against me. And you have no choices. You know what you got to do. Like, you're going to do what I want you to do. You're going to betray the person that you fear the most.
Right.
And then after that, it just kind of fell apart. And I was just like,
look, Strange says you're hating on everything today.
But it just kind of fell. The story it fell apart. It sadly fell apart at some point. Because I really was pulling for that story. But by the time we get to like the climax of that.
And the one big thing that I didn't like, but I think what they were trying to do a lot is they're gearing up to bring in all the mutants. And I didn't like the fact that they kind of changed her to a mutant towards the end, which they've been doing with everybody. So.
Right. When she had like that ability to
that's
like,
the part I didn't like. I mean, you're
was.
A trained assassin that had to overachieve because of all the disabilities that you have. That was a good story right there, because it's basically it's like Daredevil except just slightly different, because he does have heightened senses because of the chemicals and everything. But if that was it, then that was cool. But then because I know Disney is trying to, we got to get ready to get the X-Men and all the mutants out there and all that, so all of a sudden we're going to make her a mutant. No, keep her as an assassin. Keep her as the highly skilled Olympic level assassin.
Honestly, to me, that's when they jump
the shark on y'all. Right? Bet.
When she started doing like mutant stuff, and then they went back to like her Native American ties, and then it just went. I was just like, no, don't do this, don't do it. They did it. And it just
so that's the part I didn't like either. Keep her as you can show the history that she comes from a long line of warriors.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine, the Native American stuff. But when she started having like mystical
that's what
powers,
I didn't like either.
I was just like,
that's the same. That's what I didn't like either. So yeah. All right, so what the TV series is Apple Cider Vinegar. I'm gonna try to check that out. I'm gonna try to at least get in 2 episodes of season 2 of Severance to see if I can rock with it. I still have not messed with Silo at all because
dude, you're missing it. Silo's season was dope. This is over now, but it was good.
I mean, I don't know. It was a struggle for season 1. We know that. We were there.
I think you'll like this next season.
Right. Is there anything else? I know you were. What was it that you mentioned one time before, and I haven't heard you talk about it? Was it Dune or something like that? It was another show you had mentioned
Dune Messiah is being filmed right now. I love Dune. It's really good.
Okay. Well, that's all I got though, unless you got something else.
No, I don't. I don't really have anything else. Yeah, no.
All right, cool. Well, we can call it wraps. Thank you to anybody that tuned in. Shout out to anybody over on Kick. Shout out to Strange for coming through. Shout out to anybody over on Twitch. Shout out to anybody over on YouTube. Shout out to anybody over on Facebook. It was pretty desolate a little bit today, but hey, we still rocking. So if you follow us or see this video on any other platform, please come over to YouTube, give us a follow. That is our home base for Dianoia. We will be back with y'all next Friday. Hopefully we got some good crazy stuff to talk about or some interesting things, and we can rock it like that. D, want to take us out?
All right, like, share, subscribe, and come and check our channel out on YouTube. For those who are on Facebook and Twitch, and then check out Night City Vibes and like us there as well. And we also have a gaming Twitch channel. It's called Night City Vibes, Night_City_Vibes. And like and share, and then catch us on the next ones. We'll see you guys on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Tuesdays? What's Tuesdays? What?
Well, I do the other show. I do the Night City.
Oh, okay. So hold on. Well, on YouTube, right?
On YouTube, Night City
There you
Vibes.
go. Night City Vibes on YouTube. Check them out. Tuesday, what time?
Oh, in the morning. It's 7:30, 8:30.
Pacific. All right, there you go.
Yep.
Let's get it. Let's go. Peace.
Peace.